James's Little Lie. On the main line of the Fat Controller's railway, two of the most important engines were simmering with pride, and with each other. One was Gordon, the big blue express engine, who considered himself the most important of all. The other was James, the splendid red engine, who was very proud of his shiny red paint. "Mind the line, James," Gordon boomed one morning as he puffed past James at a junction. "A goods engine should not hold up a proper express like me." James snorted. He had been given a heavy goods train to pull, and Gordon's express had to wait for him to clear the line. "I would have been clear if your express wasn't so fast, Gordon. You should have looked where you were going." Gordon, who knew he was not at fault, was furious. "Nonsense! I was on my proper line. It was your duty to wait until the line was clear." The two engines argued bitterly, their whistles shrill with anger. The station master finally blew his whistle, signalling for Gordon to move on, but the damage was done. Later that day, James was still fuming. He saw the Fat Controller talking to the station master. James, wanting to avoid a telling off, decided to be clever. He puffed up to the Fat Controller. "Excuse me, sir," he said, trying to sound innocent. "About that delay this morning, I couldn't see the signal clearly at the junction. A big bush was in the way, I think." The Fat Controller, his face a mask of concern, listened carefully. "A bush, you say? A safety risk. That is serious, James. I'll have the signalman check it immediately. Until we are certain the line is safe, all trains must proceed with caution at a reduced speed." Terrible commotion followed. The signalman had to stop all trains on the main line to inspect the signal. Engineers were sent to check for overgrown bushes. News of the widespread delays reached Gordon, who was now fuming at a signal in the middle of a field. "Oh, the indignity!" he grumbled to his driver. "A delay to my express, and for no good reason. I know that signal was working properly." By the time the Fat Controller arrived at the junction, he was not just concerned, he was cross. He found the signal and its line of sight to be in perfect working order. The bush James had lied about was a small shrub that posed no problem. He turned his attention to James, who now looked very small and very red. "James," he boomed, "I have now caused delays to almost every train on my railway because of your claim. The signal is perfectly fine. The bush you speak of is not there. Did you tell a lie?" James, his wheels trembling, had to admit the truth. "Yes, sir. I didn't want it to be my fault." The Fat Controller's voice was stern. "It is far better to admit your mistakes than to invent a lie to cover them. A lie does not make the problem disappear, James. It makes it bigger. You have been a very naughty and a very foolish engine. As your punishment, you will spend a week shunting coal trucks in the yard until you have learned the value of honesty." James spent the next week feeling miserable and covered in coal dust. Gordon, though still cross about his express being delayed, was a little less angry. He saw that James's pride had led him to a far worse predicament than simply admitting a mistake. And James, for his part, learned that a little lie can cause a very big lot of trouble indeed.